Yeah, we can get started.
Kasturi tilakam lalat patle vakchasthale kaustubam nasagre varmoktikam kartale venu kare kankanam sarvange harichandanam sulalitam Kanche cha muktavali gopastri parivestito vijayate gopal churamani vasudeva sutam devam kansa chanuramardanam devaki paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. We are in Canto 10, and today we will take up chapter number 30. So, this is a very important milestone in Bhagwat Mahapuran. First of all, we are reading from Canto 10, which is the most special canto with 90 chapters, all about the Leelas of Lord Shri Krishna. And in those 90 chapters, the 5 chapters, 29 to 34, are called Ras Panchadhyayi. And that's the most confidential part of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. And this is the set of chapters in which Shri Krishna has performed the Ras Leela with the gopis. And in the previous session, we learned how those gopis rushed to the forest in the midnight when Shri Krishna played the flute. And who are these gopis? These gopis are the most coveted disciples of Shri Krishna. Some of them are the eternal associates of Shri Krishna, and some are the rishis from the Dandakaranya forest who were present during Ramavatar, and Lord Ram had given them the boon that in this avatar I will not be able to to fulfill your desires of rendering your devotion in the Madhurya Bhav, but I'll fulfill this in my next avatar, in my Krishna avatar. So some of them are those rishis. Some of them are the Ved mantras. The Ved mantras are called richas, and each mantra is a personified entity, and they have also come into this Ras Leela. So there are so many stories about Ras Leela. Lord Shiv also wanted to enter the Ras Leela, but he was not allowed. Then he went back and came back as Shivani, Lord Shiva in the woman's form. And in Vrindavan, Lord Shiv is also worshipped as Lord Shivani. There are numerous amazing, most fascinating stories about Ras Leela. So we are very privileged to have gone through the first episode in which the gopis have rushed to the forest, and then Sri Krishna is telling them, why have you come here? Your relatives, your in-laws, your children, They are all there at home. They need your attention. So you must go back. And this is not proper for a woman to come to meet someone at this hour. He is giving them a lecture, and then the gopis have come back, have come back with their own answers, and they say that, "Oh Shri Krishna, you are the one who says that worship to the Supreme Lord is the ultimate goal of the humans. And this is what we have done. We have come to your shelter, and now you are telling us to go away." So this is what we learned, and then Sri Krishna has agreed to spend time with them, and then they play different types of leelas in which loving exchanges are made, and then gopis are now feeling a sense of pride that I have such exclusive authority on Sri Krishna, and each one of them thinks that Sri Krishna alone, uh, they alone have been in association with Sri Krishna, and when the pride takes such a high note, Sri Krishna vanishes. And when Sri Krishna vanishes, now the gopis are feeling the pangs of separation. So we will read in today's chapter what happens next. But before we begin, let us sing a bhajan. So over to Sri Vijay. Radhe Radhe.
Right. Radhe Radhe. Oh friend, uh, obtain your priceless beloved without giving any price. This opportunity is a rare chance which you may not receive again. Believe me, I'm telling the truth. If you want to become Krishna's beloved for eternity, surrender your body, mind, and soul. Offer everything to Krishna and receive the bliss of divine love, which will drench your whole being. Then drink that bliss of Krishna love forever and also distribute it to others. Says Jagadguru Sri Paluji Maharaj, O soul, make this life successful. Why do you want to enter the endless despair again? Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So let me sing a few lines, and if one of you wants to participate and sing, please raise your hand. पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए। पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए। अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो, अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो, अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो, अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो। बातन मोरे पति जिए, पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए। राधे बातन मोरे पति जिए, पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए। पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिया मोल अमोलक लीजिए।
I think.
बनन चहत जो अमर सुहागिनी, 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 तन मन राधे तन मन प्राणन दीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, तन मन प्राणन दीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए।
हे सर्वसले प्रेम सुधारस, जय सर्वसले प्रेम सुधारस, दे सर्वसले प्रेम सुधारस, जय सर्वसले प्रेम सुधारस, यही रस मानित बीजिए, प्रिय मोल अमोल लीजिए।
तेहि रस महनित बीजिए, पिय मूल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मूल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मूल अमोलक लीजिए। पुनीते ही रस ही पिलाइय और ही, पुनीते ही रस ही पिवाइय 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 और ही, आप हूँ राधे आप हूँ सोई रस पीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए। Anyone for the last line?
जनन कृपालु सफल कर लीजिए, जन्म कृपालु सफल कर लीजिए, जन्म कृपालु सफल कर लीजिए, क्यों कर निज कर मीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक
लीजिए, राधे क्यों कर निज कर मीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए। राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद, राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए, पिय मोल अमोलक लीजिए। बोलिए श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमद युगल सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
Our koti koti pranam to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Sri Guru. Our koti koti pranam to Swami Mukundanandji. My humble pranam to each one of you. And now we shall read from the chapter 30 of Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, the story about the Ras Leela, Ras Panchadhyay, in which we are learning what are the circumstances, the situation when Krishna has called the gopis in the midnight on this Sharad Purnima day, and the Maharas is going to take place, which is a very, very fascinating event in the Leelas of Shri Krishna. So let us read. Let me read a couple of slides and then I'll hand over to some of you. Slide number 1. The Lord having disappeared suddenly, the gopis were distraught and miserable. Remembering his delightful form, the gopis started behaving and impersonating Krishna and said to one another, "Indeed, I am Sri Krishna." Loudly singing his glories, they passed from one forest to another in search of Krishna, who resides everywhere. As if gone mad and berserk, they started asking the trees, "O Ashwat, O Palakch, O Nayagrodh, O banyan tree, has any one of you seen the darling of Nand? O Kurbak, O Ashok, O Nag, O Punag, O Champak, did the younger brother of Balram, who has a dazzling smile, pass from this side? O blessed Tulsi, you who loves the feet of Krishna, your most beloved immortal Lord, is he seen by you, wearing you as a garland on himself, swarmed by bees? O Malati, O Mallika, O Jati, O Yutika, have you seen Madhav, who gives you delight with his touch? Did he go this way? O Priyal, O Panas, O Ashan, O Kovidhar, O Jambu, O Arka, O Bilva, O Bakul, O Amra, O Kadamb, O Neep, and all of you who stand on the banks of Yamuna and are known to only speak the truth, please point us the way that leads to our Krishna and do good to us. O Chiti, earth, what are the austerities done by you that these blades of grass stand upright on you like horripilation due to the thrill of joy of the touch of Krishna's feet? Has this happened now when Krishna walked, or was it from earlier when the Lord as Vaman strode over you? Or then is it as that line is not visible to me, so if you can read it out,
Yes.
Vijay.
So, or then is it as Varaha when the Lord has embraced you?
Okay. So as Varaha, as the Lord has embraced you. So much in this slide. And then in the picture, we can see the forlorn, distraught, and miserable gopis. They are unable to bear the separation. So just some time back, they had the highest bliss. They were they were dancing with Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was fulfilling all their desires. Some of them, they all wanted Sri Krishna in the Madhurya Bhav, the sentiments of the beloved, and Krishna was fulfilling their desires. And then suddenly Sri Krishna has disappeared. So these miseries of the gopis are being described here. And in this state of separation, Vira, they are behaving in a very, insane manner. They are uh, they are impersonating Sri Krishna. They are playing different leelas. So one becomes Krishna, another becomes another gopi, or another character from these episodes which has taken place. So that's what we read, and they are singing the glories of Sri Krishna loudly, and searching Sri Krishna from one forest to another. And then they are asking the trees, and all the different trees which are there in the forest, they are addressing them and asking, have you seen the younger brother of Balram, who has a dazzling smile, pass from this side? And they then turn to Tulsi, because Tulsi is the feminine devotee, and they are asking Shri Krishna that they are asking Tulsi that Shri Krishna loves you so much. And in the Bhagavad, it is mentioned, they say Sri Krishna is always wearing the garland of Tulsi. And even if the bees are hovering around the garland, Sri Krishna does not take out the garland. She loves the Tulsi so much. So they are asking the Tulsi trees, the plants, that have you seen Sri Krishna? And while addressing Tulsi, who represents the feminine devotees, they are addressing other feminine trees, Malati, Mallika, Jati, Yutika, etc. Then another set of trees they are asking, and then they turn to the Mother Earth and they address the Mother Earth, O Chiti, you have done so much of austerities, and then you have these grasses grown on you, and they are standing as if they are in the ecstasy of devotion, and they are in the state of horripilation, which is the thrill. Once the devotion is high, the devotee gets. And they also tell the Mother Earth that is it because of the Lord Vaman who strode over you, or is it the Varah Bhagwan who had embraced you? So these are some of the glimpses from the the time when Sri Krishna left the gopis and he has vanished. So let's read on what happens next in the next slide. Verse number 10, 30, 11 on slide 3 mentions for the first time the presence of a very special lady, beloved of Sri Krishna. Apyen patnuyapagataha priya yeh gatre astanvanam risham sakhi suni vritim achyutova kantanga sanga kucha kunkumar injitaya kundasja kulpateriha vati gandaha. O she dear, did Sri Krishna, the immortal Lord, come over here in the company of his darling, bringing excessive joy to the eyes of you, all by his charming limbs? O friend, for here comes the fragrance of the garland of jasmine flowers, worn on the person of Sri Krishna, the protector of his race, and tinged with the saffron on the bosom of his lady love at the time of her embrace. So here they are thinking that Sri Krishna is walking, has walked along with his dearmost friend, and then they are singing this phrase that, oh friend, please, they are calling other gopis that see the you can experience the fragrance of the garland of jasmine flowers. So they see the jasmine flowers on one on the person of Sri Krishna, and those flowers are tinged with the saffron. So they are visualizing that Sri Krishna has embraced his friend, and these are the flowers which have come out of the garland. And now let us read the next slide. So I'll read this, and after that I'll give it to the participants. The gopis continue observing, O trees, bending and bowing low to our beloved Krishna, wearing the tulsi mala and flowers, making the bees surround him, intoxicated as they are with the flower's fragrance. Did he then acknowledge your greetings with his loving glances while roaming here? Did you see him pass by, one arm around his beloved lady love, carrying a lotus in another? O friends, inquire with these creepers too, who, while embracing the trees as their husbands, and now have also been touched by the nails of Krishna, while plucking their flowers, as is evident by the thrill in the creepers, in the form of sprouts, eruptions. O King Parikshit, the gopis behaving as if insane, distraught in their separation from Krishna, now started enacting the past Leelas of Krishna. While two gopis, with one as baby Krishna and the other as Demoness Putna, enacted the Putna Vad, another acting as an infant Krishna kicked another gopi as the cart, who then landed on all her fours just like the upturned cart. Another gopi as demon Trunavrat carried away another gopi who was behaving like a year-old Krishna. Another gopi crawled all over, making sounds with her anklets like Shri Krishna. Then another two gopis, now as Krishna and Balram, and some others as the cowherd friends, enacted the Vatsasur and Bakasur Leela, calling out to the cows and playing the flute just like Krishna, acted one gopi with the other gopis applauding. One gopi, with her mind fully in Krishna, rested her arm on another, saying, "Hello, I am Krishna. Look at my graceful gait." Another gopi, holding aloft her scarf dupatta, said, "Do not fear this rain and shower. I am here to protect you." So these are the amazing enactments by the gopis in their insane separation sentiments, and they are enacting different leelas which they have observed, they have heard, they have watched. So these childhood leelas of Shri Krishna are being enacted by them. Like one gopi becomes Krishna, baby Krishna, another gopi becomes Putna, and that's how they enact the killing of Putna. Then one gopi kicks another gopi who is acting as the cart, the the demoniac which had taken the form of the cart. And then another gopi enacts the Leela of Trinavrat and Bakasur and Vatsasur, and even baby Krishna, how he would walk with his anklet. So in the picture, we can see all that. And now let us move on to the next slide. So over to Shri Vijay and anyone else who would like to read.
Can I read,
Yeah,
Bhaiya, please?
yeah, Didi. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 6, the gopis search for Krishna. Yet another gopi stood on another's head, saying, "O evil snake, move away from here. I'm here to punish the wicked." One gopi, imitating Krishna, asked the others to close their eyes so that she could swallow the fire and protect everyone. One gopi then tied another, apparently fearful gopi, to a third gopi, who sat to resemble a mortar. Thus, imitating the Lord's Leelas, the gopis now saw the footprints of the Lord, clearly distinguishable with its mark of flag, lotus, vajra, a gourd, barley seed, etc. Following the footprints, they further saw another pair of footprints of a lady. Seeing both the pairs of footprints, the gopis started discussing with each other, "Who is this fortunate person walking along with our Krishna, his hand around her shoulder, like a she-elephant walking alongside a male elephant? Our beloved Almighty Lord Sri Hari is most pleased with her devotion, as he has chosen her amongst all of us. How fortunate are these particles of dust of the Lord's feet, which is sought after even by Brahma, Shiv, and Goddess Ram, to wear it proudly on their crown." Oh, friends, this chosen lady has captivated Sri Krishna and now enjoys alone the love of our immortal Lord, the thought of which now pierces our hearts, agitating our minds. After some distance, that special lady, Gopi's footprints were not visible, which made all the gopis speculate that at this spot Sri Krishna has picked her up, as his footprints were deeper, indicating he was carrying some load, and it must be to protect her from the sharp blades of grass troubling her tender feet soles. Going further, the gopis observed, and see here, only Krishna's toes are seen and none of his heels. So it must be that he has set down the lady love and then stretched up high on his toes to collect flowers for her. And see here, where our Lord must have sat down to adorn and decorate flowers into the lady love's hair. How beautiful.
Right. So the Leelas of the Ras Panchadhyay are very beautifully depicted here. That gopis were looking for Shri Krishna. First, they see those flowers which have the tinge of the saffron, and they visualize that the special friend of Shri Krishna, it's from the embrace of us. And now they have also found out that there are these two footprints, and after a while one set of footprint has vanished, and they are visualizing that Sri Krishna has made her sit on his shoulders because she must have been tired, and this is how they are moving about in the forest. And oh, friends, the chosen lady has captivated Sri Krishna and now enjoys alone the love of our immortals. So they have this tinge of competition and jealousy also. And as it is mentioned, after some distance, Gopi's footprints were not visible, that is, special Gopis, which made them speculate that Sri Krishna picked her up as his footprints were deeper, means he was carrying some load, and it must be to protect her from the sharp blades of grass troubling her. So finally, the gopis observe and say, and see here, only Krishna's toes are seen and not of his heels. So it must be that he has set down the lady love and then stretched up high on his toes to collect flowers for her. So all these beautiful visualizations are depicted here. And finally, and see here where our Lord must have sat down to adorn and decorate flowers into the lady's love hair. So in the picture also we can see the pictures of the visualizations. And now we can move on to the next slide.
Anybody else wants to read?
I don't mind
Yeah,
reading. If you want to, yeah, go ahead, whoever it is. Thanks, Aparna or Smita Didi.
Radhe Radhe. Yeah. Sukhdev ji continues, Dear Parikshit, the gopis were dazed and bewildered now. Meanwhile, that lady love, the chosen gopi who was with Krishna, now thought, Oh, Krishna has chosen me amongst all, abandoning all the other gopis. He is mine alone. And after going further, she told Krishna, I am too tired and unable to walk anymore. You may carry me to wherever you want to go to. Krishna replied to her, Sit on my shoulder then. And when that gopi was just about to mount his shoulders to sit, Sri Krishna disappeared from there too. The said particular gopi then immediately felt great remorse. In the verse 10:30.40, the special gopi cries out, Sri Sukha Uvacha, Ani uh, अन्विचन्योतो भगवतो मर्गम गोप्यो विदुरिताः विदुरितः ददृशु प्रिय विशेलना मोहितं दुःखहितं सखीम. My most beloved Lord, O delighter of my soul, where were you? Where are you? O mighty armed one, pray reveal your presence. O friend to me, your wretched servant. Uh, I can't see further.
Yeah, that's the end of the slide.
Okay. Radha.
Oh, friend to me, your wretched servant. So thank you. And in this slide, we see the picture of the special friend of Sri Krishna, whom we will discover later that she is Radharani. So her predicament has been depicted here, that how she has told Sri Krishna that I will come along with you, but I'm too tired and unable to walk. So please carry me wherever you want me to go to. And then Krishna had replied to her, please sit on my shoulder. And when the gopi was about to mount his shoulder, Shri Krishna had disappeared. So this is again uh, to illustrate the point that Shri Krishna is the completely detached personality. Shri Krishna creates, Shri Krishna sustains, and Shri Krishna destroys also. That's what happens in this universe. First the Srishti, the creation, then the sustenance, and finally the pralay, everything is dissolved. As humans, the mother and father bring the children into the world, so they also create. They are a part of the creation process. And because they create, they also sustain the babies who are born. And so the role of creator and sustainer is enacted by the humans also. But can the parents destroy the children at some point of time? That we cannot do. But in case of Sri Krishna, as per the law of Prakriti, the nature, he also enacts the dissolution, and that is the difference between the Supreme and us. So here the Leela is about Sri Krishna's detachment, that when Radha Rani is thinking that Sri Krishna alone is mine, and of course he is playing all these Leelas which we cannot understand fully, but whatever little we can understand, we will try, that he has not only abandoned all the other gopis once they felt the sense of pride, and when the same pride engulfs Radha Rani, he plays a lila in the enactment that sit on my shoulder. He has actually planned to drop her and leave her alone. So that is the story on this slide. And what does Shukdev Maharaj says? He says, my most beloved Lord, he quotes, my most beloved Lord, O delighter of my soul, where are you? Where are you? O mighty armed one, pray reveal your presence, O friend to me, your wretched servant. Right. So this is perhaps the words of Radharani when she sees that Sri Krishna has vanished. Now we will move to the next slide.
Okay, let me read this slide. The other gopis too, searching for their Krishna, then arrived at the same spot where this unhappy lady love was waiting for her. Krishna. The gopis now
The
were
slide
most.
has not changed. Please change the slide.
I changed. Maybe the network is slow. Can I see
Can
now?
you scroll the slide? No. No. The Yes. Now we can see.
Okay. The other
Please go
gopis
ahead.
too, searching for their Krishna, then arrived at the same spot where this unhappy lady love was waiting for her Krishna. The gopis now were most astonished to hear from her what all had happened. That she receiving special love from Krishna, which she squandered away due to her own wickedness and now suffering for it. Then all of them together continued searching for Krishna, going deeper into the forest. Seeing the deep darkness in the interiors, all the gopis then, however, returned back to the banks of Kalindi, with each one's mind absorbed in Krishna, talking only about him and his pastimes. They all not only forgot everything else but also their very self. Tormented and distraught, only thinking of that enchanter of souls, Shri Krishna, they all then sat down and sang together the Gopi Gita.
Right. So the group of gopis were searching for Shri Krishna here and there, and all of them arrived at that spot where this unhappy lady love was waiting for her Krishna. So that is Radharani. And what they heard from her, they were completely astonished. And they continued searching for Krishna, going deeper into the forest. But when they found out that the interiors of the forest were so dark, they returned to the banks of Kalindi. And their minds are filled with memories of Radharani and his pastimes. Not only they forgot everything else, but also their very self. And when they are in this state, tormented and distraught, only thinking of that enchanter of souls, they sang what is called Gopi Geet. So Gopi Geet will be our next section, and Radhe Radhe. Yes.
Your,
Can you
I
hear
think the
me?
voice is, your network is low. Now it is, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so I'll just repeat. What I said was that last 1 minute, okay, you did not hear. So Sri Krishna had vanished, and other gopis have come to the spot where Radharani had been abandoned, and they all find out what Radharani went through. And together they went deeper into the forest, but it was getting very much dark. Then they decide and they return to Kalindi, the banks of Kalindi river, and they are completely absorbed in the thoughts of Sri Krishna. They have forgotten about their own selves, and now they sing what is called the Gopi Geet. So Gopi Geet is an amazing list group of songs, phrases which depict the state of gopis and is regarded as one of the most beautiful gems from Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. This we will take up in the next session. But just to give a glimpse, the Gopi Geet is first of all most enchanting to hear. There are different chand, means the proses, the poetry forms, and one of the poetry form is called Kanak Manjari Chand. Why is it called Kanak Manjari Chand? It is because the words are such, the melody is such, the rhythm is such that when one hears the song, they become intoxicated. Kanak is that Kanak Manjari is the dhatura, the intoxicant weed. So it gives the listener the feeling of intoxication, and there are amazing patterns in it, like the every word begins with the same letter, and then there are other patterns which I'll read and let you know. For example, gopi the first stanza of the Gopi Geet is Jayati te dikam janmana vrajah Shayat indira shaswadatrahi Dayati drisyatam dekchutavaka stvai dhritas vash tvam vichinvate. So you see, the music and the melody is very sweet, and the patterns, if you read, are very beautifully composed, and the meanings are equally relishable. Like in this verse, they say, "O Shri Krishna, when you have appeared in the Braj, the land has become so glorious that the goddess of Vaikunt, Lakshmi Devi, has come and started residing here. And O Shri Krishna, you are not only the child of Nand Baba and Jashoda. Actually, you are not only related to them, you are related to all the souls. You reside in everyone." All these they sing, and that will be our delight in the next session. Now let's move on to the next slide, which will be the takeaways. So, no one can know God even if he endeavors to know him for innumerable lifetimes. But when God imparts his grace to a soul, he can know him and attain divine bliss for eternity. The Ramayana states the same. So, this is about whether we can know God, and we cannot know him, but when Lord graces, we begin to know him. So, some beautiful verses from Ramayana, Chaupais. सोई जानई जेहि देहु जनाई, जानत तुम ही होए जाई। तुम्हारी ही कृपा तुम ही रघुनंदन, जानत भगत भगत उर चंदन। राम कृपा बिनु सुनु खगराई, जानी न जाई राम प्रभुताई। मंगल भवन मंगल हारी, द्रवहु सो दशरथ अजीर बिहारी। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। सोई जानई जेहि देहु जनाई, जानत तुमहि होय जाई. Only by the grace of the Lord we will be able to know God, otherwise not. And when we get to know him, we become like him. This is what we learned in Bhagavad Gita also. Vihaya kaman ya sarvan pumans charti nispriyaha nirmamo nirhankara sashantim adhigacchati, chapter 2, verse number 71. And we also learned from the Vedic scriptures about Upanishads, about the same reality. Aprit papma yeshatma vijro vijigatso vimrityur vishoko apipasa satya shankalpa satya kama. When we get to know God, we become like God. We may think we know him, but the fact that we are still under the grip of Maya, that means we have not achieved. And that achievement is dependent on the intensity of love that we develop for the Lord. And the second one, Tumari hi kripa tumahi raghunandan, janat bhagat bhagat urchandan. Similar sentiments. And Ram kripa binu sunur khagarai. Khagarai is the Garudji. He is the chief of the birds. And Jani na jai Ram Prabhutai. So without the kripa of Sri Ram, O Garudji, Kakbhushundi ji is giving the lecture to Khagarai, that is Garudji, that without the grace of the Lord, you will not be able to know Lord Ram, his glories. So, anyone wants to read or sing, please go ahead. Or yes, please, Smitaji. Please unmute.
सोई जाने जेहि देहु जनाई, जानत तुम ही होई जाई। तुम्हारी ही कृपा तुम ही रघुनंदन, जानत भगत भगत उर चंदन। राम कृपा बिनु सुनु खगराई, जानी न जाई राम प्रभुताई। मंगल भवन मंगल हारी, द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी। जय श्री राम सिया राम जय राम, जय श्री राम सिया राम जय राम। राधे राधे।
Radhe Radhe, Jai Shri Ram. Let us move on to the next slide. Right. It is only through the grace of God that one can be eternally free from all mental afflictions. Even the association of genuine sense is not possible without the grace of God. The Ramayana declares, बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई। अब मोहि भरोस हनुमंता, बिनु हरि कृपा मिलहि नहीं संता। संत विशुद्ध मिलहि पुनि तेहि, राम कृपा करि चितवहि जेहि। मंगल भवन मंगल हारी, द्रवहु सो दशरथ अजिर बिहारी। श्री राम जय जय राम। Same sentiments, it is only through the grace of God that one can be eternally free from all mental afflictions. Even the association of genuine sense is not possible without the grace of God. So, Binu Satsang Vivek na hoi, the wisdom cannot descend unless we have satsang and genuinely absorb ourselves in the association of the saints. And without the grace of the Lord, we cannot obtain the spiritual bliss. Same sentiments are expressed in the other two phrases, other two dohas. So now let us go into the next. So I think it is the last slide. So with that, we have come to an end. We have a couple of minutes. So just to recall, we are reading about the highest knowledge, which is Bhakti Marg. Everyone believes in, to some extent, in the divine power. It's very difficult to find someone who says that I don't believe in anything. Most people say, I think there is some power, but very few people really take interest. Like Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukirtno arjunaha, arto artharti jigyasur gyani cha bhartarshava, namam duskritno mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya aprita gyana asuram bhava mashrita. Hardly anyone comes to God. Those who come to God fall into four categories. Those who become very distressed, arth. So because they cannot bear the miseries of the distress, they come to God. They start surrendering. Then artharti, those who are always in a poor state, they don't have wealth, they don't have money, and they have tried everything. They just cannot get the wealth that they wish, and then they come to the Lord. And jigyasur, those who have become curious by observing others or other reasons, they come to the Lord. And the fourth category is the Gyanis, who have realized, yes, there is a supreme entity, there is a supreme power, and then they surrender to the Lord. So some people just brush everything aside. I don't know, I don't care, who knows what happens after death, whether there is heaven or hell. So complete disregard to the philosophies. But the point is, who composed all these philosophies, all these beautiful scriptures? That itself should be a eye opener. That there are 400,000 verses in the Puranas. There is 100,000 verses in Mahabharata. So these are such epics. How these have been composed, that itself should open our eyes. The Bhagavad Gita, which is present in every house, how those phrases have been composed and the meaning is so profound. And then there are people who look for miracles. No, let me first see some miracle, then I'll believe in God. But whatever we see around us, isn't that a miracle? Have we not thought how our body was constructed? On its own, in the mother's womb, the body developed all these organs: the heart, the lungs, the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, the esophagus, the muscles, the bones. So much we are witnessing how all these fruits have come up, each fruit having different taste, how these so many animals have come up. Who can explain that? And something so miraculous that every person is different. So whoever is being born has a different face, a different voice, a different eyes, a different nose, and even the fingerprints are different. What more miracles we want? Material science cannot explain. And then when we come to the point that the scriptures are saying the purpose of being born is to seek God, is to attain Him. But look at our carelessness. We have so little time for Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana. We have so little time to make efforts in pursuing this path and spreading the knowledge. So, this is the point to repeatedly think and enhance our bhakti, because whatever wealth and fame and whatever else we are seeking, it is temporary, transitory, and क्षण खूब कमाया इस दुनिया में क्या हीरे और मोती, परंतु क्या करूं यारों, कफन में जेब नहीं होती. When we die, nothing that we have accumulated we can take with us. Our soul will go along with the thoughts that we carry, and we will be given the next birth. If we are careless, we can go into different species for millions of times before we get the human birth once again. With that, over to Sri Vijay for his words and conclusion. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Priya. So it's always, very good to hear all these beautiful wisdoms, especially, when you summarize and when you end with all these key thoughts. And this can happen only when we associate with the, true and sincere devotees. Else, I've heard Bhagavatam, but they just, read the Bhagavatam, but when you associate with sincere devotees, you get to know all the experiences and the motivation that the thought process that they're having every time. So, which inspires a lot, and very rightly said, we'll have to think over this again and again without thinking and realizing. We'll just think and forget, and that's what we are doing every time. We are only focused during the sessions, and if we have anything important we are hearing at the moment, those things we come out of that, we just forget. So it's really an eye opener, and thank you so much for again revising everything again. And the session was wonderful again. And I really like this, this whole Gopi Geet, and next upcoming, that will be also very melodious, and it will be motivating for bhakti. It will enhance bhakti a lot.
Thank you for your nice summary, very beautifully composed. And now we can hear from anyone else, or else we can shoot.
Yeah, anybody else has any feedback,
राधे
any
राधे
experience
भैया,
in this way?
क्या बताऊं, हर वक्त हर सेशन ईच से हर इतना 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 अद्भुत, और आप इतने डिटेल में सब डिस्क्राइब करके बताते हैं, बहुत अच्छा लगता है। खास करके ये गोपी गीत का सत्र जो शुरू हुआ है बहुत ही सुंदर है, भजन भी इतना एप्ट होता है, और आपने ये जो अंत में रामायण की चौपाई बताई है बहुत 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 सुंदर। We hats off to you for all your dedication, your hard work, your patience, your tolerance, and everything else you put in. क्योंकि ये एकदम, it takes a lot of effort to prepare for these. It's not an easy job. I know that myself. So thank you enormously, Vaya. Radhe
Radhe
Radhe.
Radhe. Wonderful words. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Smita
Yes,
ji.
Snehaji.
Smita Didi?
राधे राधे। भैया बहुत ही चमत्कारिक सेशन था ये, मतलब सारे ही अच्छे थे अभी तक जो भी सुना, लेकिन आज वाला में कुछ विशेष बात लगी, मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि आज इतना अच्छा था, बहुत कुछ बोलने की इच्छा हो रही है। सबसे पहले तो भगवान जी ने जो राधा जी को धोखा दिया, या राधा जी ने उनके साथ छल किया, इसलिए वो छलिया हैं, तो उन्होंने भी छल लिया कि अच्छा आ जाओ मेरे कंधे पे, मैं ले चलता हूँ, और वो फिर अंतर ध्यान हो गए, मतलब वहाँ से डिसअपियर्ड हो गए। तो बहुत ही मज़ेदार लगा भगवान का ये जो भी अद्भुत लीला थी। और मे बी मुझे जो लगता है कि भगवान जी ये भी सोचते होंगे, क्योंकि सारी गोपियाँ उनको बहुत प्यार करती थीं, तो उनको लगा होगा कि अगर मैं एक को ले जाऊंगा तो बाकी ज़्यादा क्षुब्ध हो जाएंगी, या उनको थोड़ा दुख हो जाएगा कि ओ श्री कृष्णा ने सिर्फ राधा को अपने साथ लिया और चले गए, और हम लोगों को अकेला छोड़ दिया। तो वो तो सबके है ना, और समदर्शी हैं, सबको समान रूप से प्यार करते हैं, तो मे बी ये रीजन भी रहा होगा, आई डोंट नो। और जो सबसे अच्छा लगा, एक चीज जो बार बार ध्यान में आता है, जैसे कृतिक लास्ट क्लास में पूछ रहे थे कि भगवान भगवान अगर है तो इतना ज्यादा कष्ट क्यों है लोगों में, या जो भी उनके भगवान के प्रति उनकी शंका थी। तो जो सबसे अच्छी बात मुझे समझ में आती है वो ये आती है कि भगवान की कृपा है तब कोई गुरु या कोई भगवान की बातों को बताने वाला, उनके अस्तित्व को समझाने वाला आपको मिलता है, या ये गुरु की कृपा है जिसकी वजह से आपको भगवान का अस्तित्व है इसमें आपकी परम आस्था हो जाती है। तो यहाँ पे किसकी क्या कृपा है और कौन किससे बड़ा है, ये बहुत ही विचारणीय प्रश्न है हमारे साथ। तो मुझे जो लगा कि एक गुरु का होना, एक शिक्षक का होना, जो आपके भगवान के बारे में इतना कुछ उदाहरण दे के उनकी लीलाओं को एक दूसरे से जोड़ते हुए, जब आपके सामने एक पूरी संगति में, पूरे ग्रुप में सब भी अपना भाव, अपना विचार, अपना अनुभव रखते हैं, तो फिर उस अस्तित्व पे कहीं भी शक या शुबा रह ही नहीं जाता। जैसे कहते हैं ना, अभी आपने कहा था भैया कि जो गरीब लोग हैं, या जो अर्थ की चाहत रखते हैं, पैसे की चाहत रखते हैं, या जो कष्ट में है, वो जब इस सिचुएशन में आते हैं तब वो भगवान की ओर उन्मुख होते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि उनका गरीब होना, या उनका अर्थ की चाहत रखना, या जीवन में किसी भी तरह की कमी का रहना भी एक तरह से भगवान का उन पर कृपा ही है, क्योंकि जैसे ही उस तरह के कृपा वाले स्टेप में वो आते हैं, वो फिर से भगवान में उन्मुख हो जाते हैं। और जब वो फिर से भगवान में उन्मुख होते हैं, तो फिर से उनकी जो है ना सारी कमियां जिंदगी से निकल जाती है, और फिर से भगवान की एक अद्भुत आनंदमयी कृपा उन पे बरस जाती है। तो ये लगातार ये क्रम चलता रहता है, और बहुत कुछ है बोलने को भैया, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत अच्छा लगा। राधे राधे।
राधे राधे, वेरी नाइस, बहुत बढ़िया आपके शब्द उद्गार। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ लेट्स कंक्लूड। बोलिए श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे,
जय
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 जय श्री
श्री
राधे,
राधे,
जय
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 श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
Radhe Radhe.
राधे
Radhe Radhe.
राधे।